Hi there. Today I'm going to be talking about the importance of communication. The other day in class we talked about Mount Everest and the case in 1996 when many people died during this terrible disaster. And one of the things that was missing from that disaster was communication. So the climbers could not communicate because it was so cold out and they had no method of communication besides radioing in. But they were spread out, so they didn't quite know where everyone was. And so that was a huge factor in that they didn't know whether certain people were even alive or not. So that's the importance of communication, and obviously that came with more consequences than normal, but there are still other ways where communication can be vital uh, to having good, just creating good relationships with people. One of the ways is through honesty. You want to be as honest as possible because if you tell any half truths or you lie to someone, that's just not communicating well. That's not being honest and upfront with somebody, and that could potentially tear down a relationship, whether that be a personal relationship or a relationship in the workforce. You just simply do not want to be part of a relationship in any type that is not open and honest. Secondly, negotiation. So we in class did a negotiation exercise where we had one person needed the rind of the orange, and the other person needed the juice of the orange. In this case, I needed the rind of the orange, but we didn't communicate well enough in our negotiations because we were not upfront and clear with each other. The two people that were negotiating, me and Owen, were not clear with each other what we needed, and so the lack of transparency from both of us caused a stalemate with our negotiation, which was unfortunate. But once we talked about it after, it could have been very easy to come to a conclusion if we had just communicated better. And then, last but not least, and possibly most important in the workforce, it is very important to communicate throughout the company and also throughout your department and then even your individual team. There needs to be open and honest communication between all three of those parts, because if there's not, then somebody's going to get left behind and not know what goals they need for themselves. They don't know, a worker might start not feeling valued if they aren't getting feedback from their supervisors or their bosses about what they need to do on a day-to-day basis. And this can cause for high employee turnover, and companies simply just do not want to spend money on that. So overall, I feel like communication is key to what we're learning in class, and it can encompass so many different things, with consequences ranging from a tragedy in Mount Everest all the way to just something as simple as a negotiation exercise that we just couldn't figure out because we were not being transparent with each other. So overall, the importance of communication is vital to your everyday life.